deja vu. This ain't feeling right, cause it's feeling like deja vu. Feeling like, it's feeling like deja vu. Know what to do, should I let go of you? Deja vu. Don't wanna repeat of your love. I've had enough. Don't wanna repeat. You better prove to me tonight. Cause it's feeling like deja vu. Feeling like, it's feeling like deja vu. This ain't feeling right, cause it's feeling like deja vu. Feeling like, it's feeling like deja vu. Know what to do, should I let go of you? Deja vu.
All day, all love all day. Welcome back, everybody.
Yes, honey. Welcome to the show. Honey, tell me, did you stuff yourself for Thanksgiving?
With what, darling?
Oh, you didn't stuff yourself?
A couple times.
You did?
A couple times. I mean, well, so I stuffed my mouth first with comida,
Okay.
with some food.
Okay, with some food.
But actually, no, I tell you this. Most Thanksgivings, I'm all about the drink. I want my cocktail, my liquor, and all of that. But this Thanksgiving, I totally ate. I was so hungry, and I enjoyed every morsel. My brother, shout out to my Nicholas, Papa Nick from Philly, but my baby brother. But he fried the turkey again.
Oh, he did.
And what made it so amazing, we fried turkey, because he did it last year. He sat it and marinated it overnight, which, Latinos do the pernil, they like 2-3 days with all that, sofrito and garlic and stuff. But he marinated the turkey overnight.
My mom does that.
The turkey?
Yeah.
Oh my! Well, it was in a pot of juice.
Oh no, we didn't do
Oh
that.
my! It was a pot of marinated liquid, and when he fried it the next day, what? That turkey, it didn't last the night. Everyone tore it apart, taking plates, and the dark meat, which is always the juiciest anyway, because it's the bottom and the bottom is juicy.
And it's always dark.
Some of us, right?
Exactly, yes.
But yeah, it was really, really amazing. So I did eat, and I ate everything: the macaroni and cheese, the turkey, the arrangandole, the potato salad, all that good stuff, the yams, apple pie, all of it. It was delicious. So thank you, family. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate it.
So the only thing you didn't do was drink.
Lies. Lies.
So what was in the menu for the liquor part of the?
Well, I'm a vodka guy.
Okay.
I mean, people that hear me say that say, "Oh, he's a wine guy." I'm a wine guy. But I've been doing vodka
How
a lot
dare
lately.
Ricky call you a wino?
He always does. Stop it. But no, so we had vodka. My sister-in-law, the rum.
Yes.
I last minute, we had stuff left in the cupboard. My brother was hungover because we went up the night before too.
Yes.
We hung on the Thanksgiving Eve with our family.
Yes.
Amazing. But so I made a quick coquito, so we definitely had that because you can't have the holidays without coquito.
Exactly, yeah.
It was delicious. So we had that, and then I think beers and stuff. It wasn't huge, but I just have my stash on the side, and I dip it and do it and pour it and drink it.
And what time did everybody stop eating?
So Thanksgiving was slim this year. It was slim last year because of the COVID, but this year was slim too. People, I don't know, they're kind of like my family, we're tight, but everyone's gotten married and has kids, and I'm not married. I don't have any kids, so come out and be with me. I was kind of lonely. No, but it wasn't my family. There was just, a few of us. But we just had a great time. And we probably wrapped up by 9 o'clock.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
No, it was great because I was tired. I was still hanging on.
No.
I was hanging on from the night before.
Child.
Because I mixed Alizé and vodka.
Oh,
and I was done. Oh, I love Alizé.
Yes.
But no, by 9:30, I was just like, I want my PJs, I want TV, and
when it gets good, you know what I'm saying?
it does. But we're ripping and running. My family, we're not like people who sleep all day and want to party all night.
Yeah.
We are very productive, and we're up at crack of dawn 6. We're
When
doing
the cows
things.
come home.
Yes, when the cows come home. And we can hang sometimes, but we had hung out Wednesday night. So by Thursday,
Okay, so you was out of it already.
by Thursday, and at this beautiful ripe age of yummy, I had to
Yummy.
I had to base my yummy.
Auntie yours.
So I'll be ready, for the next day. But how was your Thanksgiving?
My Thanksgiving was fabulous. I was stuck at home. keeping an eye on my bathtub so it won't overflow because I have a hot water leak. They were working on the boiler. When they turned it on, I have a hot water leak in the bathtub. But then Miss Thing was washing her hair, getting it ready for Thanksgiving the night before, and I clogged my tub. So I was 5 days monitoring my bathtub every 3 hours around the clock, bitch. I was like, how much more can I take of this? And, but I got, I survived it. And then I said, no, I'm going to take matters into my own hands, honey. I went to Home Depot, honey, and I got the
I
industrial
love Home
strength.
Depot.
Me too.
I mean, just to walk around the men in there.
Not only that, the lesbians turn me on too over there because they look like men.
You can have all of them, but the men at Home Depot just walking up in the aisles like, God, give me life. Go ahead.
Instead of clean up on aisle 5, clean up in front of the cashier. Honey, the cashier was hot.
Woo! No, Home Depot gives me life.
I used to know everybody in Home Depot, but all the employees that were working there, that I know, they're no longer there. Even a friend of mine, he was a manager there.
Wait, which location do you go to?
I'm gonna the one next to Bruckner Boulevard, near Whitestone Bridge.
Okay, so I'm the
The
one.
TSS
I'm at the Bronx Terminal Market.
Okay, you're on the other side.
Yeah.
The one I go to is near my house.
But let's talk about this look, though. It's kind of giving me like the Thanksgiving turkey, darling. Like
it
you cut the
is.
ass off the Thanksgiving turkey
Yes.
and stuck
I
in the
just-
back
I
here.
just
Like
threw it on my head, bitch.
no, it's big.
No, but I wanted to puff it up more, but I didn't have time. There was no time.
Darling, there's not enough room in this room
honey,
for me and that hair.
You better get used to it because I got some surprise from looks for you, the bitch.
Well-
so you gotta get surprised.
Well, I may have to start wearing wigs.
I'm gonna have some
may have to start
looks
wearing
for your
wigs.
nerves for season 2.
Well, I better
of Out and Open.
I better start shopping. I better get out
Yes,
there and get my
honey.
looks together too. I
Mhm.
can't be coming on here being shown up.
I am bringing wardrobe
Although
and looks.
I bow down to the Queen of the Bronx.
And don't
No.
you forget it.
But the hair is popping.
You like the
I
hair?
love it. I
don't
love
know.
it.
You guys like the hair?
What y'all think?
What? Listen, I have a couple of shout outs from our neighborhood in the Bronx. Miss Donna Gary says hello.
Hey, Donna.
Enrique, they call him Pikachu, the best makeup artist in New York City.
Enrique, I need
he
help with my eyebrows.
He does a lot of makeup for the pageant queens. He was the one that did my wig. No, you wasn't here for Bronx Pride, my Bronx Pride Festival. He designed my wig, custom made for Bronx Pride Festival in Crotona. And he's an amazing makeup artist also. So girls, I could hook you up with him.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
but I've been very low key since Thanksgiving.
Love you, Pebbles.
Just home. I'm still working in my apartment, painting and stuff.
This time of year is so busy. And I tell you, being an artist myself, people that know me, I'm a singer and actor and performer.
Writer.
And this time of year, and a writer, thank you. But between the holidays, just ripping and running and moving like snowballing,
Yes.
you have to get in these quick, last minute year events. And I'm
Yes.
telling you, we'll have about 3 more events before the year's over. And you know me, I can't do simple. I really like to go out and give, a production.
You want to go all out.
And it's just oh my God, I'm so exhausted. I have one tomorrow. I have one on the 16th that I got a call today that for a production. And I also have one December 10th. And
great.
maybe another one coming through. But ripping and, huh?
December 30th.
Oh, I forgot. Thank you, producer. And so on the 30th, I'll be here on the LDM network performing with other artists as an independent artist showcase for the Bronx.
Yeah, if he sends me a limo, I'm here.
I'll send you one. But it's been really I totally wish I really at this point by next year I had to figure out. I mean, I'm not kidding. To hire a part-time assistant. I mean, I just need someone to shop for me. I need someone to keep my
I
calendar.
agree. You know why? Because when you go all out with your productions, you really go out and you're here and there getting this, getting that, getting this, getting that. So I know firsthand.
Yeah, if I can afford it, I can't say it for every show, but I really need to be able to do this. And it's tough to do it because, a chunk of my day is devoted to my job. So that, cuts into time of doing things. But this time of year is so busy. And I'm just I'm so grateful, but I don't know, I'm coming or going. I'm trying to sneak in and decorate my house and visit my family and spend time with friends and do this amazing show here and prepare for my performances and
Yes,
things.
yes.
But I just I don't know, my head is coming and going.
Oh.
But there was a topic that we didn't get to talk about last week
Yes.
because we had our beautiful friend here,
Yes,
Mr.
yes.
Kenny Supreme,
Kenny.
who showed up and showed out. We love you, Mr. Supreme.
Kenny Supreme's music. What's the name of that song again? Deja Vu?
Deja vu, deja vu.
We using it as our season 2, theme song.
We are, and it's really incredible. And I hope that you all have heard it and fall in love with it. And you'll visit the LDM Network and vote for him because he's a nominee, and we
He's a
would love
nominee.
to see him.
You're not competing this year there?
Darling. I'm in my own lane, but we are in talks. So maybe next year, definitely want to do that.
You're on a different level? No, joking.
Well, you know what? Being on a different level doesn't mean
That's not a bad thing.
no, not a bad thing. We're all
I'm
we're
on a
all
different level.
We're all on different roads, and there are many roads to success. And different levels. There are artists that are doing things that I haven't done, and vice versa. So I just have my projects and my aspirations that I'm working towards, and
Yes,
and they are different from right now. Being on the LDM Network.
Yes.
Playlist and contending for a #1 spot. Later this year.
Mhm.
But the topic that was brought to us last week.
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
Let's
I think it's really interesting, but I need the producer to feed it to us because I want to make sure I have the facts together. Whatever one you want. Let's start.
Yes.
Let's start.
Yes.
Little boy.
There's a story. There's a story of a woman that changed her sex of her child, which that's not the problem. The child is only 5 years old. Made that child from a girl to a boy. And for your viewers and listeners, do you think it is too early to change the sex of a child?
Okay.
I'll let you start.
Hello.
This is the
Hello
deep
there.
questions. It's really deep. You heard the studio got
Rhea,
quiet
the
here
producer's
because
wife just
we
arrived.
really had to think about it because it's a deep question.
I'm gonna speak from experience. Okay.
You have a trans child?
Well, I should have a couple of them. When I hosted the last marriage equality march in New York City, we were going from City Hall in Manhattan over the Brooklyn Bridge to Cratham Plaza, where I was the MC for that part of the marriage equality march from many.
I think I know this. And you
Marriage
actually,
equality
there's the
in New
video
York.
with you, right? With the
Yes.
trans child, right?
But there was a whole bunch of girls there, little girls, and I told their
Yes.
mother, "Oh my God, they're so beautiful," and they told me, "Oh, they're all trans," and I'm like,
I remember this.
I didn't
remember this.
gag because I've seen before, but I was like,
And what year was this again? 2011?
it was 2010, September
Okay.
2010.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
So I became
12 years
friends.
ago,
I became
almost.
friends with one of the parents of one of the young girls, and she was like no more than 7, but they were cute little girls. I have the picture. If you go to my photo album, if you're following me on Facebook, go to my Marriage Equality March album. You're gonna see all the little girls there. They're all women now. So long story short, I was asking a million questions, but how did you know? I mean, how did this come to be? And you know what she told me? Since her child,
Who? The mother.
the
okay.
mother told me since her child was like 3 years old, she was telling her, she didn't want to play with no police
Boys,
cars,
okay.
trucks, and stuff like that. She wanted girl things, and then she told me, but I didn't raise her to be a sissy, because that's what happens with people. That boy's being raised as a sissy. Her mother told me, no, we raised her as a young child. Gender was not the issue. It was not But then, as the child, was 3 years old, 4, the child have their own minds and said, "Mommy, I'm a girl."
But the main issue is not changing her, like saying you're a girl now, or you're a boy now. Changing her sex, meaning taking his penis off and making it a vagina.
So
Changing the sex.
I didn't see this story and you shared it with me.
I didn't see it
But
either. Yeah.
do we know that like it was she literally had the I don't know if you got the surgery so early though.
I
Can you?
think too
Well,
early,
is the mother's,
because for a little child to undergo a sex change, it's just too early for that.
Right.
Because the child is still developing. I'm not saying
even
developing that he might change his mind that he's not a girl. I'm talking about his body's growing, so they have to give it time for the child to
Well, I
reach puberty at
I
least.
probably
guys have some comments here.
Okay.
Nathan says, I think it's cruel. Pebble says, operations are scary and risky, so it would depend on a lot of technical factors. Then Enrique said, absolutely too early with a whole explanation points. The person needs to do it for themselves. No one has the rights to decide for anyone, including your child.
Exactly. I'm gonna share an example also. You know my abuelita Sonia? You know who she is. She's a big supporter of mine. She knew she was trans when she was young, but when she made the decision to go through it, she became pre-op, which means the titties. So when she was a teenager, that's when she had that done, But back in the day, it was silicone titties and crazy stuff behind the scenes.
Well, I'm sorry. I just want to be clear, and I don't know all about all of this, so I'll make sure
Yes.
we're very sensitive to our
of
trans
course.
viewers and stuff. But so if you have so I think, and if it still is what holds today, it's like if you get your breast done, it's top surgery,
Yes.
the
it's called
bottom
pre-op.
surgery.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know. Is it still considered pre-op just because you don't have the bottom surgery?
Pre-op is the top. When you have your titties done, you
Okay.
still got your
Okay.
little-
I want to be clear about that. Okay.
Yes. And you know what I call the bottom part? Fish and stick. That was an inside
well,
joke
I
since
just
was
want to.
little.
I want to reply to our viewers.
Okay,
so,
go ahead.
the I think it was Nathan said it's cruel. I'm sure he has to elaborate more, but everything's going so fast. So I don't know that and I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just sharing my opinion here. That I would say it's cruel. I don't know the factors surrounding it. I mean, I'm not a parent. I don't have a child who's expressed that, they feel that they are the other gender. And it's something new to all of us. It's not new in the world, but it's new to all of us, because, we've all had probably, if we all look back, some family member, boy or girl, who demonstrated things that were deemed, a boy thing or a girl thing, who never had the opportunity to change their sex,
Yes.
and that's a whole nother
we had
community of
someone in my
people.
family
And
like
so you have I know that there's a show that I saw a documentary on, and you go back 10 to almost 12 years with Magic Quality. So mind you, we're 12 years in. This story has happened last week, so this is not new. Just to keep on that clear out there. There was a young child who told their parents, and I think on this show I watched, she's probably about 7, maybe I'm guessing 7, and they raised her as a little girl. Also, personally, I have dear family who now live down south, who up here, Smith and Mary, but they have 2 small children, and they're the closest thing my experience. And their second son, he might be 4 now. Yeah. They learned that he is trans to be a woman.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, they're not changing him physically, his sex, because that's something still I think
It has to be
our
their
producer
decision.
our producer said their decision. Because a lot of so I guess, is this right? Correct me. There are a lot of trans who don't want to change the bottom.
Nope.
Right? They like the aesthetic. They're a woman. They may get the breast, but they don't want to change the bottom, or maybe they don't want to change anything. They
Because a lot of straight men, that's what they want. When a straight man is with a trans woman, that's what they want, the bottom piece.
I mean, I think each, yes and no. It's
I'm talking from experience. I
who
know.
want it. No, I'm saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I'm just saying that there are people who may prefer or not prefer, as I'm saying.
Okay.
But but also my point, so when I heard about it, it's oh, that's interesting. How do you know this really young baby knows trans? But if we talk about it, the same difference can be said. How can you how are you so confident? And we are confident that when our cisgendered community are born and they're doing what we so-called deem boy and girl things, we're confident. Oh yeah, that's a boy. Yeah, it's a girl. But why do we question so hard if a child says at 4 or 5, or maybe it does or doesn't say. I don't know if they probably do because the kids
what
kids
they
say the
say?
craziest thing. No, I'm saying they say that they're so smart. But how can we for 100% say that this young child doesn't know that, like, oh, I feel like I'm a girl or a boy? Do you know what I mean? So I don't know. Like, yes, to Nathan's point, if the mother actually physically had surgery to the child, yeah, I can see where the cruel point came across. But forgive me, I didn't see the whole story. And
Well, I'm going to give you a little piece of the story. Then I'm going to also give you a little bit of piece of psychiatry. First, let's go with the psychiatry of a child. A child 5 years old, and I know a couple people, and this has come from education and experience. I know a couple people that were butchers, like tomboys.
Yeah.
When we were young, we called them tomboys. They're not tomboys no more. Some of them look good, So, in other words, if they were 5 years old, acting like a tomboy, and you wind up just raising them as a boy without their physical, thing, when they grow older, it can mess up with their mind. So that's why they're saying it's kind of cruel for you to say, you're a boy, and I'm going to raise you as a boy now at 5 years old. If I take a bunch of kids in an island by myself, and I teach them blah, 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 is a language, everyone's there is going to speak blah, 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 like that. And then if I say everyone is a girl, everyone's going to act like a girl because they don't know anything different. You know what I'm saying? So that's why in here, a lot of people are attacking the parents now. Her, she's from New Jersey, and they're attacking her because they're saying, let the child grow. The only reason and the only thing that she has that's saying that the little girl is a boy because she wanted to play with toys, with cars. That does not make the person.
No, and you know what? I
Listen,
hear you. I agree with you. Go ahead. I'm talking.
The little girl, okay, she doesn't like feminine stuff.
She plays with cars and stuff like that. I know a lot of girls. That
And
used
the
to play
little
with
girl
cars.
said, "I'm a boy."
She
Once
didn't say
the child tells their parent, "Mommy," like like me if I was little, when I was little, I never felt like a girl. But like from the researchers that I've done. Now you're making me laugh. From my experience dealing with people, trans kids and everything, because I like to interview people, and they all tell me the same thing. Their child was the one that came to them and said, "Mommy," like the boy said, "Mommy, I'm not a boy, I'm a girl." So what did the parents did? They didn't start dressing the boy like a girl. She took him to a psychiatrist. They interviewed him out of his parents' eyes, and they were asking him a million questions. And everything that boy said was exactly what he was telling his mom. It wasn't, you know what I'm saying?
No, I agree.
The mother
I
was not
hear
putting
you. I
stuff
hear you.
into his head.
No, I hear you. I hear
Everything
you.
he was, and then the psychiatrist asked, "So what do you mean you're a girl?" "I'm a girl, and I'm in the wrong body."
No, I hear
But
you.
again,
And
they repeat a lot of things. Even if her mother didn't say it, they probably heard other people saying it. Like my son is 5 years old. Damn nerd, but he does come home and says, "Oh, like the other day he said, oh, I guess we're meant to be outside because that's where everybody's supposed to be." And I'm like, "Where you heard that from?" "Oh, that's what the kids were saying, that they stay outside because their mothers have to be home." Something was going on with one of the kids.
I know. I
So
hear
it's
that.
Safe
But
stick in their head. So if someone sees you with a toy, a boy toy, they probably told the little girl, "Oh, you a boy," and it stood in her mind. So in other words, let the 5-year-old grow and let them decide when they're a teenager, because
I understand.
after they're a teenager and you raise them up. I don't know
yeah, no, there are certain things, but I just and I hear what you're saying, and what you said about the young women who were like considered tomboyish, and not tomboyish now. And I think when those things happen, again, the factors are what's their experience, whether they're around. Maybe they have older brothers. I have a young niece who has 2 older brothers, and she's so boyish. She's girlish, but she's more boyish. But she has 2 older brothers. So she mimics and things like that. Also, I just want to interject here, like, what, we as adults, we don't give children enough credit. These are working, feeling, emotional beings, and they understand a lot more than we give them credit for.
Yes.
And I'm not saying that a person doesn't have to grow and experience and have a journey with a lot of things, but when it comes down to the foundational things, I think that we need to give kids a lot more credit about their feelings. You know, and I'm one. We're all from that time where our parents just think like, it's told to us, oh, you don't have problems. What do you mean? I don't live under you all day, and you're crazy, so I'm crazy. And then I go out into the world with these crazy kids taking on their crazy, and you don't know what's happening out there because I can't even express to you what's happening because you're doing your own. You're dealing with your own crazy, So we need to remember these kids they're small people, and they have a lot more. They have just as much to teach us as that we can teach them, just as much. And so I'm not sitting here not like again with this story. I don't know if the woman. This mother, physically, altered her child surgery-wise. That may be a different story.
I wish I was able to read the story
or have her
to
here,
give my input.
or have her here. But at least I'll tell you, me growing up in my family, something I always tell people, in my family, I'm sure always knew I was a gay man, whether they ready to have the conversation or not. And I have an uncle who's gay, etc. But in my family, there were never, this thing where so I have, I have female cousins too, but we didn't grow up, boys, only girls wash dishes. Only boys, take out the trash. No,
we all did
everything. And maybe not in your family, because we love friends a long time and we talk. So I know your mom was different, but I know from all my Latino friends, they're hardcore.
They don't let
the
the boys-
girls got to do the cooking and the clean, all this,
Exactly.
and the boys just get to be dirt balls and just
Exactly.
be rampant.
And
so I'm good, but it's just I think what I'm saying is let's allow kids. And kids are so imaginative. They're so imaginative. So be very careful. Yes, let your kids be imaginative and be a child because you're a child for a very small time in your life. Don't give too much heaviness to a child.
Exactly.
But also as parents, don't jump the gun as well as parents because you see what's happening in the world today. And yes, we want to protect our kids and raise them and give them the best upbringing and the best foot forward. But you know what? Be calculated about it. And so if you see if I have a child that's demonstrating things, as a conversation here where I think, or I'll say the child say, daddy, papi, I'm a girl or something. Okay, I will investigate it. I'll watch it. You know what I mean? I won't jump to conclusions. I'll let the child navigate, and I'll jump in as the parent when I think something is harmful. Okay, we have to have a conversation. But I just think, give kids more credit because kids know a lot more, understand a lot more than we give them credit for. And as the parents, navigate and run with your child because they're teaching us. They have a lot to teach us as well.
Of course. Well, with me, when I was 5 years old, I found boys. I thought boys were cute. I thought girls were cute. And then when I was a teenager, I started exploring, here and there and everywhere. Exploring. Yes.
That's the key word. That's why a lot of people are getting wild up. But other people are getting wild out. Let me read some of the stuff.
Okay, read them.
They're saying, how when it goes down, you can't.
Talk to me.
A super wonder particular in this conversation. But I gotta put my little one to bed. See you later. So that was it.
Have a lovely night, Pebbles. Love you. We love you too,
Pebbles,
baby.
that's my friend Pebbles. Love you, Pebbles. That's Pebbles.
Javier Lewis, Pebbles from the Crystal.
Pebbles make water.
Yes, yeah. I know exactly what that is. Huh?
And then Javier Lewis said, I had a client in the South Bronx who was born with both sexes. The mother was a nurse and always wanted a little girl and injected illegally her child with female hormones. The little girl grew up to live how they choose to be, which was a man, but the female hormones and all that he went through with his mother psychologically destroyed them. If children are questioning, let them grow and make their own decisions without surgery. Right.
And I agree with
As I
that.
said, let them be. If he
No,
wants
I
to
agree
play
with
with
that.
a doll, let him play with a doll. If he wants to play with a boy, don't automatically be like, because he loves what's that oven oven. All of a sudden he's a girl
Easy bake
now.
oven,
No,
yes.
yeah.
No, I don't think
I
that.
used to
not at
play
all.
with Easy Bake Ovens.
Now you're going to raise him as a girl? No. Raise him as a regular human little being. When he's 12, 13, 14, whatever, a teenager, then he can come to you, hey, dad or mom, I think I'm a boy. All right, you want to be raised as a boy? Okay, cool.
No, absolutely,
You
and
know
that
what I'm
and that story there, you know, I'm sure it's just the pressure of the adult feeling like, oh, you want your child to live, a happy, healthy life, and maybe she just wanted a female, a baby
That's
girl,
what I was thinking. I
you
was
know,
thinking maybe she wanted a boy.
and she chose that. But in that situation, which is part of this topic, but it's just like, and well, on that other side of this topic, I mean that's a difficult thing. You can't reverse surgery like that,
No, no, you cannot do it. But there is a
Can it be the New Jersey water?
Flint. No, that's
She's
not
from
New Jersey.
The
Oh,
lady.
okay. Well, that's an old case about these twin boys that were born. One of the twins had a vagina and a bad developed penis. So the doctor spoke to the parents and said, "Listen, one of your twins is born with a vagina, but with a penis, but the penis does not develop correctly. What's gonna happen?" So after many consultations, they decided to operate the penis, take the penis out when the child was a baby. Once the child grew up, he was being raised as a girl. Once he was a teenager, and like in late teens, he said, "I'm a boy." Long story short, he had a really horrible upbringing that he ended up taking his own life.
And let's be clear, and that's a very sad story and a true story.
You could Google
But
it. You could find
also, I don't want to co-sign that because that's the nature of a story that people are gonna kill themselves. But it's the sad part of this story. And with the child, you gotta think, if your child is born with a deformity, it's the most terrifying moment that a parent can have. They're just like, do they have 5 fingers? Do they have 5 toes? And they have like a genitalia deformation or any deformation. It's like, it's traumatic. And the one thing that we are conditioned as adults, we know in this world, the world is so cruel. So Nathan's, that's cruel. The world is cruel. The world is cruel. A parent doing what they think is the best for their child, even though we may disagree with it, they're trying to protect their child. And we all make choices at moments that we may look back and say, "Oh, damn, I shouldn't have done that." But underneath the bad choice, not the bad choice, underneath the choice that may not have been what we think now we should have done or what anyone else should have done, was a really good intention.
Yes.
A really good intention. And I think, I don't know how long old this story is, but surgery and medical have had advancements. I can't think, but medical surgeons have had advancements.
Yeah.
So, maybe today a child born with 2 genitalia,
And one is deformed.
a parent could wait and say, let's see how this plays out.
The male genitalia was deformed. It was
No,
like,
no, I got that. Maybe this could play out, maybe it could not play out.
But I hear what you're saying.
But
They could have waited too. They could have waited and explained to the child when the child is mature enough to understand what's happening. When they start asking questions, why is my thing looks different than my brother's? I understand that. I get it. I really do. But the parents didn't do that. The child did get operated at a very young age, and raised as a girl. And then when the child started developing, he was like, "Wait a minute, I'm a boy." If you Google the story, I just cannot remember. I should have.
No. I mean, and it's so heartbreaking, But even in stories like that, I just have to say that that there is an outward extension of a trauma. Say, you know what I mean?
That's true. No, I said, yeah, that's true.
Oh. I was like, the producer was speaking at a show.
Yeah.
No, but now that I got your attention, you the way that story that you told, I seen that movie though. There's a
No,
movie called Sleepaway Camp.
They did a movie
Watch
like that?
that movie.
No, I love that movie. It's great. It's great.
Sleepaway Camp. They raised. Well, I don't want to say the whole thing.
Don't
they're
raise
gonna
because
mess
I
up
want to
great.
see it.
No, it's
No,
great.
no,
It's a
no. I wanna
horror
make sure-
film.
If
It's a
I
horror
say
film.
it, it's gonna mess up the
I
movie.
heard of Sleepaway Camp, but
Well, I'll give it to you after. I'll give you the link. Not give it to you. I'll give you the link. Darling,
Yeah, it's
after.
on YouTube. It's free on YouTube.
But I was
and
saying,
it was
like-
about the twins.
No, it's about
Because I'm talking about the twins, the
it's
brothers.
it's about a girl. Watch Sleepaway Camp.
All
I don't
right.
want to mess it up because it's
No, of course.
Spoiler
So
alert.
you think like what that deformity that this soul, God bless you, had, is an outward trauma, and like people can see it, similar to all the inward traumas we have, but it's the way the support that's surrounding you, the love that's surrounding you, the resources that's surrounding you, and whenever this child, whatever era they were growing up, or even where they lived at, because even where we live at now, there's people still living 20 years back, as LGBT individuals.
Yes, yes.
But it's just like they may not have went, go to the extent of like feeling like so hopeless, of taking their life, of that situation, and they have the more the support around them. But you have to understand too. I'll say not you have to understand. I would say is that these parents made a choice based on thinking, the vagina was more complete than the penis.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So they did that. They made that choice, which who knows? It was a gamble. And the child itself, the person itself, if they grew up and said, "Oh, I'm really a boy." Okay, fine. Mom and Dad, I'm really a boy. Okay, we're gonna support you and make this work.
Because they didn't do a sex change. All they did is take
But we're
out the
gonna
penis.
make.
Because
I know,
the
but
baby
we're
was
gonna
born
make
with-
this
the,
work.
The baby was born with a vagina that was.
I
full and
heard
normal,
you, but what I
the
want you to
penis was
understand
like-
is that the person, if this person had more support and love around them, regardless of the genital parts,
Okay.
they may still be here. But I'm sure that, it was not the love and support they were getting, and they really weren't feeling themselves in the world,
Yes.
which contributed to, the sad end of the story.
Yes. Listen, I want to give another shout out. We have Javier Luis. What's the name of his show here on LDM Network? Yes, Latino
I can
Ruido,
never say that, Javier Luis.
Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Latino ruido.
Ruido. Yes.
No, we
I
love
can't see
it.
why he
We
wrote this. I'm
love
blind
it.
as a
We love
bat.
it.
but he's logged in, and Shirley Phillips logged in earlier. And we have a special shout out to Albert Corcus Peña, Reynaldo, and Albert Rodriguez. These are locals from the Bronx. These people are very special to the community because they're very supportive. They donate, and they're always there. So how you do? So yeah, but that topic I think should be spoken more about transgender kids. Should be spoken more because people still don't understand.
They don't understand because it's something that is not, it's like you said, spoken about enough, and it's one topic of many things in just this world together.
Yeah.
Because we've been conditioned throughout the centuries of to understand things as just black and white. They're very black and white. They're very straightforward. This is this. Everything is a category. Everything is a label.
And this generation now is everything like Alphabet City.
And that's another story because that gets on my nerves too.
Our producer, how you call him a producer?
That gets on my nerves too.
And now we live in by alphabets. You said
Yeah,
one
the
time.
ABC community.
Oh, Jesus.
which and so with that understanding, or even I tell you, you have to be very, like the viewers watching, you have to be very conscious, because no matter what your thought may be, if you're growing up in an environment and setting under your household and your beliefs that you're trying to instill in your own self, or if you have children or nieces and nephews or whatever, it's just like that's one thing. But social media is a beast. Social media is the devil, Satan, Beelzebub, Lucifer, 666, all of it. And if you're not conscious of what you're looking at, even that news, all of it, and even what your kids are seeing from their phones to YouTube, whatever, that is more conditioning. So you can tell your child every day, I love you, I love you, love you. But if they watch TV and they never see a Latino person somewhere, a boy, girl, or trans, gay, it's just like, my mom loves me, but the world, that's not what the world's about, mommy, daddy. It's something, you know what I mean? Like, and that is incredibly important. You have to be very mindful, not only what you're trying to instill in other people, but that you're leading by example, you're demonstrating, and also you're conscious of the content that you're allowing into your homes and the content you're allowed to infiltrate these young minds.
Yes.
Because that is, it's the devil. It's really important. It's really vicious, and that contributes a lot to the breakdowns because
Yes.
it's conflicting. I mean, you definitely can have, like, if you're rearing a child, and you're very open, supportive of all of this, that's great. The child has open communication, can talk to you when they see these things.
But many childs don't have that at
No,
home.
of course they don't. Of course they don't, because they're being raised by centuries of recycled trauma of people that are doing the same things and just being passed down and passed down and passed down. And people are just like, they don't have their own thoughts, they go by. It's like, what's filling me? Where's the direction today? Because I can't leave myself. News, tell me what should I do. Revlon, what color should I wear? Louis Vuitton, what's the best jacket? It's just like, come on, you can't think for yourself.
I understand what you're saying. I'm the type of bitch that since I was little, I was always a curious person. I used to love watching political debates when I was in 5th grade. And I know how to differentiate. What's that word? To tell the difference when you're watching the news, what is bullshit and what is real. I have that talent. Trust me. I could spot it a mile away. And for me, it's different. So when I hear people...
Breaking news.
Oh, no, we got a breaking news. Hold on. Shut up.
We're getting canceled.
No breaking
Biden's
news. Wait,
Biden-
breaking news. Kelly Kaboom will no longer be with us. So thank you, Kelly Kaboom, for being part of our LDM Network Out and Open talk show since 2019. We wish you, many successes. You're still my official MC for Bronx Pride Festival in Health and Christmas in July and all those events that I have.
And still beautiful love, and God bless you. You are a force, and I just know wherever this life is taking you, keep rising, keep shooting, and you gave your all to
Yes, you
this
did.
show. But sometimes you have to bow out, and it's important to know when the time is to bow out. So
Yes.
God bless you, and I wish you the most amazing journey ahead. And I'm here if you need me. I love you, baby.
And she's one of the best Whitney Houston illusionists because when she does the Whitney Houston makeup and hair, and she's Whitney Houston down.
Yeah, she's
Okay, but
amazing.
for the real breaking
Okay, now
news,
another breaking
Okay.
news.
the real breaking news.
I thought it was that one.
We stole the
We
moment.
still, yes, we did. How you doing?
Wait.
They just appealed the rights to arrest any same-sex people in Africa. So now you're allowed, because a lot of people don't know, if you say you're gay or something in Africa, you wind up going to jail.
Or killed. Killed.
Well, that was the same thing in Cuba. If you walk down the street and drag, they'll arrest you. In Puerto
Right.
Rico, back in the day, you used to walk down the street and drag, and they used to arrest your ass, put you in jail. I know a lot of girls that used to love doing that.
I'm gonna
On
make
Monday.
I'm gonna make a slight little joke. I'm just well, I'm a joke, whatever you think about it. But like Africa, we are so beside ourselves that this has been passed because it's a long time coming. But did they do it because Omicron is like infiltrating the whole country and going like wipe y'all out? Like, okay, what we got what we got to lose? What we got to lose? But no, that was a little funny thing.
It was like
Omicron, but. Congratulations, Africa. Congratulations. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Yeah, it was
Pikachu,
on
I love
Monday.
you.
Monday they upheld the 2019 ruling as well, discriminating the gay sex, and released one of the people that were fighting, who
Good.
was Botswana, released out of jail after 7
Awesome.
years
That's awesome.
because he had sex with the same sex person. They put him in jail. Now 7 years later, he's been fighting in jail for this.
That's awesome.
You know what? I just want to interject
That's
something
crazy.
real quickly too. Something I really learned this year that I love, and you can apply this to everything. But it's like, people say, oh, I wish for world peace. Oh, I wish for COVID to go away. Oh, I wish, for there to be equality. But you have to think, and it's not like you can't fight every battle. Like it has to be everyone together. But it's just like, if we're fighting in this country for all those things, equality, COVID-free, world peace, we are this big. We're a globe. It doesn't matter what's happening here. It's important. But if it's not happening globally, you ain't going nowhere, which is why we find ourselves in 2022. From 2020, we progressed no further than slave days, from systematic racism, from prejudices, from inequality. We have gotten no further because most of it's happened in small pockets. It's not a global thing. And you think 2022 almost, Africa, people are allowed to date because they're gay? Like, so keep that in mind. Just because it's happening here, don't lose sight. If it's not happening globally for everything, it's not a win. It's not a win.
You
It's
know
a
what
start.
the-
It's great,
Mhm.
but it's not a win, and not a total win.
You know what that should happen to also in Jamaica. Jamaica is one of the strictest countries against LGBTQ. If they see that you're a flaming queen in Jamaica, you're dead. Trinidad and
no, it's
Tobago,
sad, it's sad,
Trinidad and
it's very sad.
Tobago,
Yeah, yeah.
with Dominique Jackson from
Yeah,
Pose,
yeah.
my sister, Tyrola Ross, and Trinidad and Tobago, they also they would
Well, maybe she needs to go back there and fight for it.
Well, I
and stand
think-
up for it.
no,
You know, I
well,
mean, you're
no,
making waves here in America
Well,
with
that's-
the
well,
show and stuff,
Why
but
you think that's
get on the
plan?
get on the horse and go over that
But
place.
that's her plan because when she gets
Well, what?
interviewed,
It's
when-
today.
Wait, but when she gets interviewed in the United States, the first thing she says is where she's from, and she tells her story. That's why she did a book about her experience.
She tells
That's-
it, and
she
I'm
had
not
to
saying she's
flee
not
it.
doing anything, but get on the bandwagon. I'm sure you're
It's
marching.
easy, it's
you're marching with
easy.
parades here and
No, no,
gowns,
it's
whatever
easy
else.
for
but go
non-trans
over
to say
there.
that. But when you're living that life, it's a whole different ball.
Listen, trans or not, I'm still a gay man, so I can empathize with the prejudice, the racism, and the I can get it. Like I didn't happen just today either. I happened when y'all happened. So trans, don't step on me because you're trans. Look, recognize I'm a gay man too. I'm giving all props and all recognition and all the love. I'm just saying, shit on the pot, get off, whatever it is. You know, just do it. Like the power is now. The power is now. Create a show. Make a documentary. Now, I'm a Tobago woman, and I'm not picking on her. I'm just lining it. But you have connections now. Make a documentary, a show about Tobago, and make a highlight. Like do something like that.
We could
you
invite
know?
Tyra to come here.
I
and
Like-
think
talk
they
about
should
it.
make a LGBT talk show. Oh, that's what we got.
That's what we got.
Oh, that's what
know?
you call it?
You know, we put so much
We have a
energy.
talk show.
People put so much energy every day into doing a TikTok. How much time can be spent or looking for a ridiculous love on these things? You're swiping half. So much time is wasted and distracted. Another quote, you know, I love my quotes we can learn. It's like, I don't hand do the devil's work. And I'm not saying a religious thing. I'm just saying, and just regular. But it's like, I don't hand do the devil's work. Like you're TikToking all this energy. And most of it's like, look at my body, look how I can move my hips, look how I can, mimic what the trending like dance thing is now. Be about the cause that you're about. And when we're all in this world, you know what? You're not here just because you're a Latino, Latina, gay drag queen woman. Yes, that's what you do for your career, your money, it's a fun. But there is a multitude of social issues under that you're also
That I've worked on.
Important. No, I'm not saying you didn't, but I'm just making a demonstration
understand.
that be about that. Do that. I don't need you to stand in front. I don't can't stand in the show and say, "Oh my God, I'm gay. I'm Latino. Like I live in the Bronx. I make $12 an hour. Love me. Look at my TikTok tomorrow. I got you." No, I gotta be out there, talking the talk, doing the walk, doing the work, constantly doing it. And it's not picking on anybody. But
I
it's just like
understand.
but I'm not gonna give nobody props because I'm this. Like I'm not gonna give any props for their shortcomings that they're not doing the work to move past for their specific community and cause and person. I'm not giving props.
I
to them.
get you. When I was fighting for marriage equality, that I was traveling to Puerto Rico, back home to Miami South Beach at special events with marriage equality umbrellas, people were telling me, you're wasting your time. It's never going to happen. It's not going to pass in New York, and it's not going to pass in Miami. And what happened? It passed in a couple of other states, and then it passed in New York, and then it became the law of the land. And those same people that used to knock me, use your platform for something else, Apollonia. You're wasting your time with the marriage equality bullshit. And I said, I believe in this, and I'm going to continue fighting it. And I did. I'm not patting myself on the back. I was just a little speck of the whole community that fought for marriage equality. But yes, I did use my platform for that, all the events that I was involved with. And I'm proud of that. I really am,
And you should be. I
And
mean,
I'm still single.
No, you should be, and doing the work is important. But it's just like I'm not gonna sit here and bow down to you because you're from a marginalized community.
Mm-hmm.
Like yes, that's important. I'm not discounting that in any fashion. But you know what? If there's something going on within that marginalized community, and then when you strip it down to like more specifics, and those are specific causes. That's the cause that you should be moving forward and fighting for and helping to move past. I mean,
Yes.
you can even speak like in Puerto Rico. In the last 5 years, we saw like, and I'm sure there's more.
Oh my
but
God.
it was televised like filmed rather. These trans being beat and murdered.
And burned in the car.
You know,
2 trans
so
women, one from
even-
New York. and one from Puerto Rico burned live in the car.
And then you think we sit here in New York and one of our most famous Latino beaches, we're going to speak about it because I don't know if I'm going to get put off the show, but you won't even let's have an LGBT event there because you want to say
Orchard
like,
Beach
oh,
you talking about?
sorry, can I get a drink on that? Orchard Beach, that probably is on the map for gay people anyway. The straight
Exactly.
people came because we made it fun,
They
you
could
know.
fi-
But y'all won't even let us have an event there. How sad is that to be in New York City, which the whole world outside here looks as the most progressive place in the world, that we're sitting here still debating, oh, can we have an LGBT event here? And why are we
It's
not gonna
baby
have
steps.
it? And why are we not gonna have it? Oh, because we bring trouble and problems. Well, you know what? That's the same thing said about black people. All day, every day. So you know what? That's just BS, just to oppress people more. And I think that's very sad. So that's something, you know, that needs to be highlighted. And that's something on a small scale. That's here in this great free country, free speech world, that we can't even have a little LGBT event at Orchard Beach
Even
of the
though
Bronx.
even though it's frequent by LGBT,
Totally.
all the time.
Totally.
I produce events at Orchard Beach for agencies. Many of you don't know that because I don't talk about everything that I do, but I produce events at Orchard Beach. For
But
other-
know how it happens,
to
Apple?
produce an LGBT event, it's a whole different ball game. But I am working on it though.
It's a ball game, but you know what? It's not just your fight. It's all you people watching. I say this every week. It's so important. One person can speak, but you know what? If the community themselves, of the community, or the people that just care about a cause, if you're not out there marching and speaking and writing and talking and holding the people that are running the communities and stuff accountable, this stuff is not going to happen. So if you're sitting home and you're like, oh my God, Apple never did an event at Orchard Beach. Well, you know what?
I
You never.
have.
I'm just saying, not
I'm
that
just saying.
main event, not the main event, not that stage where they've been putting freestyles from the year AD, 300 AD. 300 AD. How many freestyle concerts can we
Let me
have?
fan
We want an
myself. Hold on.
LGBT concert out there with these cute people serving it.
But
Come on.
somebody just posted. Frankie O'Day, if you want an event at Orchard Beach, do it at Twin Island. Twin Island is the tip of Orchard Beach where all the gays go.
Wait, you know what, Enrique? You know what? We could definitely start it, you know, because you know what? When it comes down to it, it's black people
Because the gays
and the gays,
misbehave.
you know.
They misbehaved, and then the police comes and arrests half of the people.
There's no misbehaving. I tell you this.
When you're being caught
I tell you
with
this.
a piece of meat in your
How
mouth,
many
you
times?
are.
How many times do we like make light of white girl wasted, and we have so many we have case in point. We can understand this. Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
One time I got a summons, right, for walking through the park to get to my house, which is a block. Anyway, long story short, went to the summons. It was all Latinos and blacks in there, and they were getting reprimanded and summonses for with open liquor. Maybe they had a beer in their hand. Maybe they had a cup or whatever. Maybe they, I had a cousin who got arrested on the sidewalk in front of her house with a beer. They said, oh, you were walking in public with a drink. I'm in front of my house. It's Memorial Day. The point is, Yankee Stadium happens, and all these white people come from all over the globe, and they're messy and crazy. And look, we're living. We're just saying. But the point is, you're out there drinking all up and down and slobbering all over Jerome Avenue, River Avenue, the bars, and all this stuff. You're on the trains with your buckets of chicken, barbecue sauce all over your face, acting a fool. And that's okay. But you have one gay person found with a penis in their mouth quietly in the corner of a tree, and oh my God, they are tearing up the place. No, come on. That's not the truth. That's not the truth. Get out of here with that.
Jesus, take the wheel. That's so funny. Right?
For real, get out of here with
So they give you a
that.
ticket for cruising?
Huh?
They give you a ticket for cruising?
No, I live, anyway, quickly. I live at Jerome and River, you know that, on 165th. I was coming from a bar on 233rd from a friend.
Okay.
It was 12:30. I had a cardigan and I had khakis on. I'm walking through. They stopped me. Oh, the park is closed. The park is never closed. People are here all night. I see them.
It's the summertime too.
And I'm in Philly. If there's no gate on the shiest, then how's it closed? If a door is closed, I'm not going in there. But if it's open, I'm thinking I can walk through. They stopped me, a black and Latino officer. So when I'm making about white all the time, because all
You told them I live right
all
there in that
times
building.
I've been stopped has been by a black and Latino officer. It has not been by white officers, which I'm not discounting that, but let's keep it real. They're all crooked.
You know why?
Wait, no, hang on. And they gave me the ticket. And when this girl pulled up, I don't know if she was white or whatever, but she had her little dog on her bike, and they let her walk away. And then another guy's walking through, and I said, "Oh, you gave him a ticket?" And they said, "Oh, if he's still there when you're not there." I said, "So his crime and her crime is less than mine because I'm sitting here?" And I'm showing them my ID. I live across the streets. I live like 50 feet from here, and they still give me the ticket. And then I had probation for 6 months.
Oh no.
Yes. So the point is, Orchard Beach, when they want all this nonsense, about there's gonna be riffraff because LGBT. Look at your straight people. My straight girlfriend was throwing fruit at the freestyle dance, and she should have, 2 summers ago. Y'all white people, straight people, whatever people you are, you're all accountable. There's white trash, black trash, Puerto Rican trash. There's all of it. So stop conditioning people, for your agenda. And that's the truth. That's the truth. And I tell you what, before I leave New York, I'm gonna have a concert at Orchard Beach. You watch. What's that lady's name? The new senator of the Bronx Borough president? Vanessa Gibson. Frankie all day. I'm coming for you.
Frank, we need an applause.
Coming for you.
What does that mean?
And I'm bringing LDM Network.
Huh?
Wrapping it up.
Oh my God! It went so, Miss Frank.
It went faster than you, honey. It went faster than you in the bathroom.
It felt like 5 minutes.
The
we were
monster.
sitting here. Jesus take the wheel. So listen, guys. I know that I'm always saying this because
Albert, we love you.
I don't even ask the producer about this. I'm just saying it myself. Okay, we at Out in the Open. We need sponsors, guys, because we need to be taken care of over here. When the weather gets bad, honey, we need to take cabs over here, honey. So the sponsors from the LGBT community, Destination Tomorrow.
We love you.
Take out an ad at Out in the Open. August Community, take out an ad Out in the Open. Or all you agencies in the Bronx, please take out an ad and Out in the Open, because that's going to help us to be here every Tuesday, even with the weather's bad. I'll come here.
And share our videos. They're up on YouTube. Just throw it out there. You're going to get us more supporters and gain us, garner us more accolades by saying, "Oh, this is what's happening in the Bronx." Like, you are helping us. We're here and we're entertaining you and informing you. But without the viewers, which you love each and every one of you, if you just share something, a video or a highlight, it's going to get us more attention. And we love you for that. Thank you. Thank you.
And this is the last day of November in 2021, bitch.
It is.
How time flew.
It does.
But I'm happy that I'm still here. I'm alive. I'm here. I'm alive, allegedly. And, we're here.
And be back for me on December 30th. I'm going to be singing with all these people on the LDM Network.
Well, if I get booked, I'll perform too.
And she's going to be here in the background. I'm going to stand her up on the side. She can't talk,
I'll be scenery. So, thank you once again for watching Out in the Open. Frankie O'Day.
Thank you, baby.
A pleasure having you.
Thank you for having me.
He is the, you always get because Frankie O'Day, people don't think he's Puerto Rican, but he is. He has Puerto Rican in him.
I talk very fast and passionate.
You got Puerto Rican in you,
English.
right?
All day, honey. And Dominicans, I welcome you too, though.
Yes, they do. Washington Heights love Miss Frankie. Thank you again for watching. We'll see you next week at Out in the Open.
LDM Network. Hey.
It's been like deja vu. This ain't feeling right. Cause it's been like deja vu. Feeling like. It's been like deja vu. Know what to do. Should I let go of you? Deja vu. Don't wanna repeat of your love. I've had enough. Don't wanna repeat. You better prove to me tonight. Cause it's feeling like deja vu.